Your cat is asking you for something every single day. Not loudly, not clearly, not in a way you were ever taught to understand. But it's there, in the way they look at you, in the way they move around you, in the moments you almost notice but don't. Because most people think cats only need the basics. Food, a clean space, a little affection. But that's not what builds a bond. What builds a bond are the small things, the ones that almost everyone overlooks. The first is something so subtle, most people miss it completely. The slow blink. You've seen it before. Your cat looks at you and slowly closes their eyes, just for a second, before opening them again. It doesn't look like much, but to a cat, it means everything. Because in their world, closing your eyes in front of someone is a risk. It means letting your guard down. It means trusting what's in front of you. And when your cat does that, they're not just looking at you. They're choosing to feel safe with you. But here's what most people do. They smile, they look away, or they just keep staring. And the moment passes, unanswered, like a conversation that never happened. But when you return that slow blink, something changes. You're not just reacting, you're speaking their language. And suddenly, the connection feels different. The second thing your cat craves is something almost no one thinks about. A proper greeting. You come home. You're tired, distracted, thinking about everything else. You walk in, maybe say a quick word and move on. But your cat notices. Because to them, that moment matters. Cats live on patterns, on rituals. And when you come home, they're not just seeing you return to the space. They're watching to see if you return to them. A simple pause, getting down to their level, letting them approach. That small moment tells your cat something powerful, that they matter. And over time, that changes how they respond to you. The third thing they crave is your voice. Not just noise, not random sounds, but presence. When you speak to your cat in a calm, steady tone, they listen, not for words, but for meaning. They learn your rhythms, your patterns, your energy, and they begin to associate your voice with safety. But more than that, they want to be included, not talked at, talked with. When you move through your day and acknowledge them, even in simple ways, you're reinforcing something deeper, that they're part of your world, not just living in it. The fourth thing they crave is something instinctual. Play, not passive play, not throwing a toy and hoping they chase it, but real interaction, movement that mimics prey, something they can stalk, chase, catch, because play isn't just activity, it's purpose. It taps into something built into them. And when that need goes unmet, it doesn't disappear. It turns into frustration, restlessness, behavior that seems random but is. 5 to 10 minutes a day. That's all it takes. But it has to be intentional. Because when your cat gets to complete that cycle, something settles. They feel balanced. And that changes everything. The fifth thing they crave is elevation. Not for comfort, for control. Cats are wired to seek height. It gives them visibility, awareness, a sense of security. When they're above their environment, they feel in control of it. Without that, they feel exposed, even in a safe home. So when you create a space for them up high, you're not just giving them a place to sit. You're giving them stability, and they feel it immediately. The sixth thing they crave is space. This is where most people get it wrong. You see your cat sitting peacefully, and you take it as an invitation. You approach, you reach out, but your cat is already speaking. In small signals, a flick of the tail, a shift in posture, a subtle movement away. And when those signals are ignored, something breaks. Because your cat learns that their communication doesn't matter, that their boundaries won't be respected. And over time, they stop trying, or they defend themselves. But when you do the opposite, when you notice and stop, when you let them walk away, you create something most people never do. Safety. And safety leads to trust. The final thing they crave is something you can't see. Consistency. Not in what you do, but in how you are. Cats are incredibly sensitive to energy. They notice shifts, tension, frustration, unpredictability. And when your behavior changes constantly, they don't know what to expect. That uncertainty makes them cautious, distant. But when you're steady, calm in your movement, consistent in your tone, predictable in your reactions, your cat relaxes because they know what version of you they're getting. And that matters more than anything else. Because at the core of all of this, your cat isn't asking for more. They're asking for clarity, for safety, for connection on their terms. And when those small gestures start to show up, not perfectly, but consistently, something shifts. They come closer, stay longer, look at you differently. Not because you made them, but because they chose to. And when a cat chooses you, that's not routine. That's trust.